Thank you everyone for tuning in to watch our Helping Professions Careers to Transform Your Community recording today. We've got some amazing presenters for you in the College of Education, Health, and Human Development. I'm your host today for this recording, and I will be back at the very end to ask our presenters today some frequently asked questions. But I will hand it off to Dr. Tricia Seifert for now.
Yeah, hello, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're really excited about your interest in the College of Education, Health, and Human Development at Montana State University. Our college's tagline is "We learn by doing," because across all of our majors, our students are out in the community, in classrooms, and in all sorts of community organizations and opportunities, demonstrating and showing what they've learned in a classroom in real life, real world settings. And I think that's one of the things that really sets our college apart, is you will be showing what you've learned in a classroom already in year one in the actual real world. So if you're interested in helping individuals, helping families, and helping communities thrive and be at their very best, you're in the right place. Our helping professions majors are like none other, and it's my great pleasure to be able to introduce our department heads who will be sharing a little bit about it. Thanks so much.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Michelle Grokey, and I'm the department head for Human Development and Community Health. I'm also one of the faculty members that teaches in the Community Health program, which I will explain to you all here in a minute. So moving forward, we have a couple of undergraduate majors that we want to explain to you to see if any of these would be a good fit once you come to MSU. So the first one is a Bachelor's of Science in Community Health. This one would be great for those of you interested in helping individuals and communities lead healthier, longer lives. So throughout your undergraduate career, you would learn all about biological, social, and behavioral factors that lead to healthy outcomes, but also those that might lead to health disparities. So differences in health outcomes among populations. So things like why eating certain foods might lead to healthy or unhealthy health outcomes, why living in a certain environment, being part of a certain family structure, all these things kind of outside of the clinical setting, but that very much impact health is what we focus on in community health. You'll learn how to positively impact health behaviors, either through programming or community initiatives, and you'll also learn how to plan and evaluate community health programs. And throughout our curriculum, we have a lot of really applied classes and class assignments where you'll get out into the community and partner with organizations like the local food bank in order to see how these community health initiatives actually work in real life. When you are done with this bachelor's degree, you will be eligible to sit for the Certified Health Education Specialist exam. Students normally do this right the spring semester of their senior year. And if and when you pass this exam, you will be eligible for many more careers. So things at for example, local health organizations, county health, state health department, you would be eligible with a community health degree to work in social service. Even we've had some students go on to the Peace Corps and then later work in international health agencies. However, of late, we've also had students that want to go into more clinical fields, such as medical school, to maybe pursue to become a doctor, become a PA, go into pre-med. And so community health would be a great undergrad. You would be able to do that as well. So major in community health and then go on to do something a little bit more clinical. So the next undergrad major in the Department of Human Development and Community Health is Human Development and Family Science. So this one, in contrast to community health, where the focus is more on communities and how to help communities lead healthier, longer lives, this one is a little bit more individual and family focused. The program itself is interdisciplinary, so it draws on a lot of different fields like you see here on the slides, and it will prepare you to directly work with people. There are three options that you could partake in. So one is child development. So if you wanted to work with younger kiddos, ages birth to 8, in child development, Family and consumer sciences education is the second option. So there, if you wanted to become a licensed middle or high school teacher, that is a great option. And we also have a general HDFS or human development and family science option. So that is if you want to work with the youth counselor, youth camp, with adults and families. There are a lot of careers that the HDFS major would prepare you to do, working in things such as family case management for a variety of nonprofits, government agencies, MSU Extension, 4-H. I don't know if any of you participated in your local 4-H, but we have a lot of 4-H agents across Montana that did get their undergrad in human development and family science here at MSU. And then also it would set you up to do an array of child, youth, family programming. Also, and we'll hear later in the presentation from Dr. Rebecca Colts about our master's in counseling, but students from HDFS are well prepared for grad study in that counseling program. All right, moving on. So our third bachelor's program in the Department of Human Development and Community Health is the Early Childhood Education P3 teaching. So this would be a great major for those of you interested to become licensed to teach preschool through grade 3. If you're interested in teaching older kiddos, you'd go to the Department of Education, but if you're interested in that preschool through grade 3, in public school settings, you would come on over and enroll in this early childhood P3 major. We have a lot of coursework and field experience throughout this undergrad that provides you with a lot of hands-on opportunities of working with kids of this age. We also have 2 licensed infant, toddler, and preschool early learning centers right here on campus. So a lot of the students that choose this major get to intern and work with kiddos in those settings. You'll be able to conduct observations, assessment, understand developmentally appropriate practices when working with kiddos of this age, and understand how to both design and implement curriculum. So if any of those 3 undergrad majors are of interest to you, please reach out. These are all, again, situated in the Department of Human Development and Community Health within our college. So now I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Dr. Dawn Tarabocha, to tell you a bit more about some other options that you will have.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dawn Tarabocha, and I'm the department head for Food Systems Nutrition and Kinesiology, which also includes our undergraduate programs in hospitality management and health enhancement, or what a lot of people know as physical and health education. So I'm actually going to start with talking about the BS program in health enhancement. We offer a comprehensive approach to training future health and physical education teachers. This option has a lot of hand-on experiences. So as a student in this major, you immediately get to start working with kids. We have community-based programs. So the Health Enhancement Club helps with a little Bobcat track. So kids from all ages from the community come in, and our health enhancement students help run that program in combination with our track and field student athletes. We also in this program have a homeschool practicum program. So this is where all of this, a lot of homeschool students come in, and on Fridays they work with the health enhancement students, and you as the students actually direct all of the programming that goes on during this time under the supervision of Dr. Kari Orendorf, who is the head faculty member of this program. This is a certification program, so if you are interested in this major, you would move on, you would do student teaching at the very end part of your time here. And another great thing about this program is a lot of it is cohort. So most of the time, those other students that you start with, you'll go through and progress through the curriculum together. The next program that I would like to talk about is the hospitality management program. So our hospitality management program spans 2 different colleges, the College of Business and Entrepreneurship, as well as here in Education, Health, and Human Development. I'd also like to mention that Gallatin College has a 1-year certificate in hospitality as well. So there are a lot of different pathways into hospitality management as a profession. For the program in the College of Education, Health, and Human Development, our program is Sustainable Hospitality. This program focuses on looking at sustainable practices throughout lodging, facilities, restaurants, farm to table, all of those different things that are very important. And this program is based off of a sustainability model that takes into effect all of these different components about how to efficiently and effectively run a variety of different, programs that are associated with hospitality. So students in this major have a lot of hands-on experiences. You actually complete two internships in this program. So one around the sophomore year and one in the senior year. We have a lot of community-based programming that goes on with this too. Oftentimes our students have the opportunity to visit a lot of the different facilities throughout the Gallatin Valley. So it provides students the opportunity to really meet people who are working in the industry and get some of those hands-on experiences. The last program that I would like to talk about is our BS in Sustainable Foods and Bioenergy Systems. This is an interdisciplinary program, so we actually partner with the College of Agriculture. So there's two, in addition to our option in Sustainable Foods and Bioenergy Systems, there are options in the College of Ag that include agroecology and sustainable crop production. And so really the focus of this major is looking at how, creating that sustainable crops and really looking at essentially like farm to table type concepts. One of the really great things about these majors, the hospitality major and the sustainable foods and bioenergy systems, is that they can somewhat be intertwined in taking elective classes. For example, you could take some elective classes in sustainable foods to learn really about how from crop to production to food development, and then into how do you sell foods, how do you prepare foods, all those types of things. We have a garden here called Towns Harvest Garden. Students in the Sustainable Foods and Bioenergy Systems have the opportunity to take coursework that is directly in that farm. And so the ability to really get those hands-on experiences is really, really a great opportunity if you're interested in this type of work. In addition to those three undergraduate programs that I just talked about, we also have some minors and certificates that I would like to share with you. So the first actually is the Human Development minor. So you've heard from Dr. Roki about all of the different programs in that department. This one is also housed there. And basically it just allows you to examine research theory and practices across the lifespan to understand human development and relational processes. We also have a coaching minor. The coaching minor examines coaching theory and how we apply it to sport coaching. So the focus of this minor is the sport coaching. How do you coach at all different levels, from very young kids all the way up to potentially professional athletes. Our gerontology certificate examines the social, psychological, cognitive, biological, and behavioral aspects of aging. So basically, the gerontology certificate gives students the opportunity to add coursework to any of their major programs, and then be able to add in that aging component. So how does things change over the life course? And then our college has the Leadership Fellows Certificate. So if you're interested in learning more about leadership, this is something that you could add on to any of the majors that we have in our college. Some of the resources that are available to you as an undergraduate student in our college is our EHHD advising office. We have 4 advisors, and basically they work with you to help you to develop your course schedule, to think about opportunities that will enhance your education and provide opportunities for building resumes, those types of things. So I wanted to quickly share with you, these are our 4 advisors. Each of these advisors have certain programs that they advise for. And so if you were to come to Montana State University and to select one of our undergraduate majors, you would be working with one of these 4 individuals. I'm now going to turn the time over to my colleague, Dr. Rebecca Goltz.
Hello, I'm Dr. Rebecca Colts. I'm department head for our Department of Counseling, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about graduate programs. Sometimes individuals starting at MSU know that they want to be a counselor, maybe right out of high school. Maybe they had a good school counselor, or maybe they were involved in some counseling themselves or their family was, and so they're interested in the counseling field, and the counseling field is a graduate program. And so I'm going to share just a little bit about that today, and just note that the majors that were just discussed on this webinar are going to prepare you really well for these graduate degrees in counseling. So I'm going to talk about those a little bit here. The first one is the Master's of Science in Counseling. And in that we have two options. We have a clinical mental health counseling option, and we also have a marriage, couple, and family counseling option. Sometimes I get a question about what is the difference between the two, and it's actually quite simple. For clinical mental health counseling, students in that particular track are only interested in working with adult clients. No one younger, no one in the family system, so not couples counseling or family counseling. Marriage, couple, and family counseling is a broader counseling degree. It encompasses working with adults, with children, with couples, with families. And the lens that is taught in that particular program is through a systems lens. And the clinical mental health counseling, students are going to learn a little bit more about like maybe perhaps working in hospitals, treatment centers, those types of things. One of the things I wanted to note with both of these options that's really helpful is that we have our own community counseling clinic in our program. This is a community clinic where we offer sliding fee services to the community, both in person and through telehealth. And our students are the ones who are offering the counseling at this clinic. All students in both of these programs and their practicum will be placed at the community counseling clinic. And then some students will apply to be able to be in their internship at this particular clinic. And so it's a really nice benefit to our program. Not all programs have their own clinic, and so we feel really grateful that we have that. The next master's degree that we have is a Master's of Education in School Counseling. And this particular degree prepares you to work as a licensed counselor in a school setting. They take all of the same core classes that those other two degrees take. Their specialty area classes, though, are going to be connected to the primary and secondary school settings. In addition to our 3 master's degrees, we also have 2 certificate programs in the counseling department. The first one is the Addiction Certificate. This is a certificate that can range up to 30 credits, depending upon what the person coming in needs. The certificate is offered completely online, which is a nice benefit as well. And the students in the certificate engage with graduate level coursework designed to prepare them for the entry-level licensed addiction counselor. And then the mental health support certificate is for folks who are not necessarily interested in becoming a licensed counselor or an addictions counselor, but they are interested in mental health and how mental health might interface with the work that they do. And so sometimes we have folks come in who are first responders, people who are administrators in schools, teachers in school districts. So it can be a variety of folks who interface with mental health issues, and they just want to have some graduate coursework that will better prepare them to support individuals and work in those environments that intersect with human services. So here's my contact information. If you are interested at all in wanting to understand more about a counseling degree and how some of our undergraduate degrees can prepare you for that, please feel free to reach out to me. Again, it overviews on this particular slide all of the different options that we have in the department. And all of our, again, I just want to reiterate, all of our degrees and majors in EHHD are good ones for a future in counseling. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. We're going to segue into some frequently asked questions. I wanted to say thank you to all of our presenters. But first, we've got Dr. Grocki back in, and I'll ask some questions. The first one I've got for you is, how do these programs integrate real-world experiences into the curriculum?
Gosh, great question. So all of our undergraduate majors in human development and community health. So again, that was the community health major, the human development and family science, and then the P3, the early childhood teaching. So across all the classes that you'll take, you'll have all of these opportunities to either intern with local nonprofits or schools or groups in town. We actually require internship of all of our undergraduates. So you will have a seminar that'll introduce you to a bunch of different organizations or groups that you could work with. And then during your senior year, you will conduct that internship. And for those of you really interested in research, you can take 3 of those internship credits and do research with a faculty member on a project that interests you. We have a lot of faculty that have grants to support their research and are doing a lot of that and always need students' help. And you really don't have to work and wait until you're in graduate school to do that. So again, back to the question. So throughout a lot of these courses that you'll be taking, a lot of the assignments will already ask you to partner with local organizations or get some real world knowledge and experience so that when you graduate, it's not just that you've read about all this in a textbook, but you've had some experience to see what you like and what you don't like and what you can put on your resume. So.
Awesome, thank you so much. I have one more question for you. What steps can students take to improve their chances of securing an internship or a research opportunity?
Yeah, that is another great question. So I would say already the first class that you'll take, for example, across these majors, so that might be Foundations of Community Health, or it might be our lifespan class. So already in these classes, we have assignments where you're asked to find professors that you're interested in working with and or finding community organizations that you're interested in interning. So I would say, I mean, right when you start, first year, just go into professor's office, ask them to tell you about their research, tell you about, okay, here are your interests. What might some organizations be that would be a good fit? And you can start to kind of build your network of potential internship or research sites. And then across all of our majors, our junior year, we ask you to sit in on a seminar or take a research internship seminar. And in that, you'll work with Whitney Craven, one of our great instructors, who has a literal book of internship sites that past students have worked with before. And you can flip through that book and again, work with her and the rest of us to find a really good fit for you. So yeah, I know it can sound intimidating, but we really try to build enough supports in along the way so that when you get to that end of junior year, senior year, you're ready with either a research opportunity and or internship that will help kind of launch your career.
Awesome, thank you so much. My next questions are for Dr. Tarabocha. So Dr. Tarabocha, I have a couple of questions for you. The first one is, what volunteer and community service opportunities can help students build their resumes in these fields?
That is a great question. And in all 3 of the bachelor programs that I addressed, there are a lot of opportunities. So as I mentioned, with our health enhancement, our students already have the opportunity to engage in the community through a variety of different events that are planned, and then also they're in the schools. So if you're interested in health enhancement, you're in the schools, you're doing practicums. Even some of the classes that you take, you will visit a school for a day and provide a specific lesson. So you really get involved, you learn the school districts and the school districts throughout Gallatin County. So not just here in Bozeman locally, but they visit multiple schools throughout our county. So there are tons of opportunities. With regard to our hospitality, our students have a lot of opportunities to work within the field, to continue to get experiences. One of the things that as you work into your upper division, we now have the opportunity to take students on field trips. So a lot of our classes incorporate these field trips. You are visiting the local, hotels, restaurants, that sort of thing, and you are getting that hands-on experience. You're meeting, you're networking, you're making all of those connections. And similarly with the sustainable foods. So you visit local farms. As I mentioned, we have Towns Harvest Garden, where a lot of students have the opportunity to work on the garden, which is very close to campus. So there are just a lot of opportunities, and our faculty really know the community members. They know the farmers, the growers, those types of things. So you really get that opportunity to network and connect with people in industry who are doing the work, who want to share all of the good things that they're doing, and to answer questions about where these fields will lead you in your profession.
Awesome, thank you. I do have one final question for you. We have a number of students that are interested in coaching minors. So what career options are available for students who pursue a coaching minor? And then how would that minor prepare them for roles beyond sports coaching, such as in wellness and life coaching?
Thank you. That's a great question. So our coaching minor program focuses on sport coaching. And so what this program is it looks at a variety of different, so we have an introduction to coaching, we have an advanced coaching class that students can take, and then we also have a sports psychology class. So those are kind of the three core classes in this minor program that really focus on becoming a coach. And this program also includes a practicum. And so, as a matter of fact, many of the instructors that are teaching in the coaching minor are coaches themselves, or are currently involved in some sort of youth athletics coaching, that sort of thing. And so a lot of our students in the coaching minor find positions coaching anything from elementary to middle school to high school sports. This program is focused on providing opportunities from everybody who thinks at some point in time they might want to coach their own child, to those individuals who want to become a professional coach at the collegiate level. So the whole idea is to provide that whole breadth of what coaching is. And so our main goal with the coaching minor program is to provide those basics to help increase interest in youth coaching, and then to provide practice and knowledge really in this area to build great coaches that are going to directly impact the lives of our community members.
Great, thank you so much. I've got one more question for Dr. Rebecca Colts. All right, Dr. Colts, I've got one question for you. We see a lot of students at college fairs that our admissions counselors are at, or through an in-person visit when they come to visit our campus, that are interested in being a counselor, but they've applied as a psychology major. To my understanding, majoring in human development and family science sometimes can be a better fit for those students. Would you be able to clarify why students might choose one over the other?
Sure. I think it's natural to probably associate counseling with psychology. And so I think sometimes that's perhaps why, students become interested in the psychology degree. And before I answer your question, I want to be clear, we do accept majors from any major, honestly, into the counseling program. But I do think that our college, because our kind of slogan, if you will, is we learn by doing, I think the majors in our college, and particularly the human development and family science major, does prepare students really well for a counseling degree, because I think it's theories and concepts that you learn sitting in a classroom are really only helpful if you actually know how to apply them. And in counseling, we do a lot of applying of theory and concepts. That's the lion's share of what we do. And I think that in the human development and family science degree, they have practical application of the theories and the concepts that they're learning in the classroom. And so those students coming into a counseling degree, when I'm teaching theory, because I teach our theory class, they have somewhat of a sense of understanding about when I say, okay, let's apply this to this case. They seem to have a better sense of how to do that at that point. And I think that it goes back to the fact that that particular major, they're taking internships, I know that they do a lot of applied work in their classrooms, and I think that that can be really helpful. Now, that said, is a psychology major going to prepare someone for a counseling degree? Yes, because we just simply need someone to have a degree to apply to a counseling program. The program itself is 60 credits, and so it encapsulates all that someone really needs to be able to be licensed as a counselor, either in the schools or in the community. But I think just if students want to take a major that is more applicable, I think that they'll really enjoy the human development and family science major. And I think that it's 4 years of school. I think it's worth taking a major that you might really enjoy being involved in if counseling is your next step and the next thing that you're interested in.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the clarification. All right, I wanted to take a moment to thank all of our presenters today. We had Dr. Tricia Seifert, we had Dr. Rebecca Colts, Dr. Dawn Tarabocha, and Dr. Michelle Grocki. Thank you to everyone who tuned in to watch this video today. If you do have any further questions for any of our professors or want to have any more questions about any of the programs we talked about today, the email is displayed on the screen, ehhddean@montana.edu. Otherwise, thank you so much.